Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a very personal video, but I'm very excited to talk about it just because I feel like it's not really talked about on the internet, which is failure and being a real human, because on Instagram we see people looking the best and posing the best, and on YouTube we see people posting about, like the time of their lives, them going to Fiji and having a lot of money, but where are the videos of people failing? Because people are afraid to fail. Everyone is afraid to fail. Everyone is afraid of rejection, and sometimes rejection can be good. And I just want to talk about my rejection story right now. I just want to say I am also a natural hair color because I decided that I need to grow the fuck up and stop not looking like a My Little Pony. And on that page, I got my chest finished, which totally makes sense in this scenario. I got it finished a couple days ago, so it's looking a bit scabby, but I'm loving it still. So if you've seen the title of this video, you know what it's about. I got waitlisted from grad school, and I'm having a quarter-life crisis. So I just want to start off saying this is a very personal video, and if anyone else has experiences like this, I would love to talk about it in the comments below, or if you want to be more personal, slide in the DMs. I would love to chat about it. So kind of a background story. I feel like I have always just gone with the flow with my life. I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like I've had lack of control in the decisions I've made, and that's not because anyone has pressured me to. I guess it's just kind of, I've just lacked to have the decision-making skills. So after high school, I went to community college because I had no idea what to do, and of course, like, there's so many pressures to continue education after high school. We have like peer pressure and academic pressure because everyone has their bachelor's degree, so let's go get a fucking bachelor's degree. And that's just kind of what everyone thinks is the thing to do. So I ended up just going to junior college straight out of high school because, again, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And it was hard because my friends go to Harvard and they go to Notre Dame and they go to Northwestern, and my best friend has like a full ride scholarship to play volleyball across the world. I guess not across the world, but like across the country. And it just sounds like college just seems like something to do. So after I did my 2 years, I realized I wanted to do something psychology based. So without even thinking, I just went to like the closest state school, which is ISU. And while I've absolutely loved being here, it is a great decision. I adore the staff here and I love the program. It has been an amazing experience, but so I thought I wanted to go into clinical and counseling psychology. Like, I love psychology, and I believe every time I wake up in the morning, that's like something I want to do. Like, well, I guess helping people is what I want to do. So initially I was like, I love the school, I love the program, I love the staff, so I'm going to apply to the master's program that ISU has called Clinical and Counseling Psychology. So I got an interview, and that was March 1st, and it went well. I thought I got my hair done because having purple hair isn't literally what people think a therapist should have. I covered my tattoos, bought a really nice suit, and was on my best behavior, and holy fuck, that was hard. So then I got a call last Friday, which was the 8th, and as soon as I saw the number pop on my phone, I started shaking. I answered it, and my stomach dropped. I was talking to the admissions counselor, and I was stumbling over my words. I was like so fucking nervous, and I was told that I got put on the waiting list. And again, we continued our conversation. We were on the phone for like almost 10 minutes. I felt like time literally stopped because the conversation was just going for so long. And when I got that off the phone, I honestly kind of felt relieved. And I don't say that because I don't want to go to ISU for my master's degree program, or because I don't want to continue my education at all. It was just because at that moment I knew I had to make decisions for myself. And that was kind of like a really crazy feeling because, like I said earlier, I feel like with my life, I've kind of just like gone with the wind and did whatever rather than like sitting down and making a decision and like weighing out outcomes for everything. So once I heard that, you know, I wasn't really upset. I wasn't really happy, but it's just a time where I had to think like, all right, I'm on the waiting list, so there's a possibility that I'm not going to get in, and I'm going to get in. So I need to make a decision for both plans. If I get in and I decide to go to the program, or if I don't get in, or I decide to deny admissions to the program. And at that, it just feels like a really good blessing because I just get to sit here now and think about what I actually want to do with my life. Because, you know, like I said earlier, like continuing education in this time of age is like definitely like everyone is expected to do it because that's just like what society standards are. Like, oh, we're like, as soon as you turn like a sophomore in high school, everyone's like, oh, where do you want to go to college? What do you want to do this? What do you want to do this? And like, it is just like extremely absurd that I'm going to be 22 tomorrow, literally having a quarter life crisis the day before my birthday. But it's just crazy to think about what I actually want to do with my life, because as much as I love helping people and I would love to have a psychology-based job, at the same time, I don't feel like that is the only thing I want to do with my life. And it's just crazy to think that if I do get accepted to the program, what my life is coming for next, because it's another 2 years of education. And quite frankly, I'm so fucking sick of going to school. Like, I went to preschool, so that's literally like from being 4 to like 22, so that's 18 years of just straight getting an education. And quite frankly, I don't want to do that anymore. This year, my grades is like the lowest my grades have ever been. So I don't know I don't want to say that's like senioritis, but like it's definitely part of me like not fucking caring because I'm so over education. I'm sick of sitting in a chair every day and listening. I want to be doing something hands-on. I want to do something I like. Like I'm a senior and I'm just taking classes I need to graduate rather than things I actually want to be doing. Like, I feel like this is kind of just like a lot of babbling, but I feel like a lot of people are also doing the same thing, and it's just something I want to put out there. And as much as I love the opportunity I have, and I'm very blessed to have the opportunity to be educated, I'm so sick of being educated because I just feel like I'm being pushed and like, I don't want to say brainwashed, but brainwashed to keep thinking that education is the only way to go. Like, if I get my master's degree in Psych, that's just 2 fucking letters after my name when I have a signature. Like, so that just makes people pretend to give a fuck about what I have to say. Or have some sort of, like, privileges. Like, that's just something I don't care about at the moment. Like, I think at one point in my life, I will want to go back and get an education and get a higher degree of education. But at the moment, I just don't care. I'm sick of not doing anything I actually want to do. I just feel like I am going so far with the wind, like I am a tree, and like this one leaf has just fallen off and just keeps going with the wind and keeps going with the wind. And like now I'm like in a whole different fucking region of the world because I've just gone with the wind for so long that I can't even see like where I started. Like, I don't feel like myself. Education doesn't feel like myself because there's just so many limitations. It also just makes me think more about actually what I want to do with my life because there is a part of me that loves creativity and self-expression, and I feel like the only thing that I find pleasure in now is being online and like interacting with community. I know it sounds so shallow because being on my phone brings me pleasure, but to be honest, it does. Like, I love interacting with people online on Instagram, like through the body positive community, and like breaking diet culture, and like working through fat phobia, and just being involved and speaking with other powerful and inspiring women. And I love YouTube and Instagram because it's like that creative side that I've always had is finally getting to come out. Because when I was younger, like, I've always been creative. I mean, I've literally designed most of my tattoos, and I always have purple hair, and I love doing my makeup. And when I lived with my parents still, I graffitied the whole basement because I just love doing art. And in high school, I won awards for art and photography. And now I'm in college and I don't do any of that. And I feel like this decision is just really hard on me because, you know, helping people is something I want to do, and helping people is something I do every day. Like, I have a social service job. I wake up and work from 9 to 5 to help people who are in a crisis. And as much as I love doing that, there's just a part of me that feels like something is missing. Like, something deep in my heart feels like I am not doing what actually makes me happy. Because helping people has always been something that I've expected myself to do, actually not even expected, just what to do. Because growing up, I've always been the sister that does everything, because the dad's out of the picture, or the dad's drunk and they need to figure out what to do, or little sister's in crisis and you need to figure out what's going on, or the best friend's in crisis. It's like, it's just helping people is so innate to me that I don't know what to not do. I don't know what to do when I'm not doing it. So when I'm not doing it, I'm thinking of things I actually want to do. And I love being creative. And that's the part I miss about being high school, because I did do a little more self-exploration, you know, like I changed my style. I did what I wanted to. I had different hair. I started getting tattooed. And now I feel like I'm kind of just pushing away from who I actually am and becoming someone I don't want to be. Because as much as I love helping people and I want to continue helping people, it doesn't feel like it is my passion. And things I want to do, like being involved on the internet and communities, feel selfish. I feel like it doesn't give my life enough meaning, and it makes me feel like that I'm not doing enough of a big of an impact on the world because I'm not being face to face and helping people hands on. But I don't know if I even want to do that anymore. I've been helping people and striving towards helping people every single day of my life, and I just want to do something for myself. Everything I've done in my life is kind of in hopes to benefit other people, and not because I find a passion for it. I mean, I do have a passion for helping people, but there's just more of myself I want to explore and be involved with, because, you know, like being a clinical psychologist or a therapist or a counselor, like all of your effort is being forced on helping people with themselves rather than you being involved with your problems and your background and working together. So that's just the part where I kind of get confused, because as much as I love helping people and I don't want to seem selfish, because I'm totally not selfish, it's like there's a part of me that still wants to do something for me. And I don't know where I can incorporate that into a professional setting, because I would love to do social media and make YouTube videos and maybe write a blog or make a book about stuff like that. But deep down in my heart, it just feels like that doesn't have enough of a meaning. But at the same time, I'm so sick of education. I just don't feel the desire to go further my education anymore, because I want to do stuff for myself, and That is something that I'm really struggling with right now. And it's really hard to figure out where to go from here. Sorry, I have like a tickle in my throat. But I don't find pleasure in education anymore. Like, my grades are slipping, and that's because I literally have no interest of doing anything school related. It's hard to pay attention in class. And I just feel like, I'm not crying, I just have that tickle in my throat. And I just feel like there has been no time in my life for self-expression and self-exploration because education is just so pushed. Self-discovery is never pushed. It's like, oh, you'll figure it out when you get to college. I'm sorry, when the fuck do I have time to figure that out in college? I work 20 hours a week plus 16 hours of credit hours through school, plus clubs, plus exec boards, plus trying to have a life, plus relationships. So it's like, when exactly is this self-exploration supposed to happen? Like, is there another day in the week that I just haven't been told about? Do I set that time aside every week to do some exploration? Like, do I take a class on self-exploration? No, there's literally no time for me to explore who I want to be and what I find pleasure in. And that's something I also find wrong with society, because it's like, you're supposed to figure out what you want to do while you're like in the process of doing it. Like, that's impossible. That's literally impossible. Because you're supposed to be focusing on doing it, not figuring out what the fuck you want to do while doing something, while thinking about doing something, while figuring out the future and how that benefits something. Like, it's just too much. And I guess I kind of just want to say that being rejected isn't really necessarily a bad thing. Because when there is rejection, there is definitely a time for growing, because either you have to think of what you're going to be doing next, or you just have to make a new plan. And quite frankly, I'm fucking excited about that. So thank you for listening to my rant, and if you need to figure out who the fuck you want to be, please leave a comment below, because, you know, I'm going to make a club out of #quarter-life-crisis, because I feel like a lot of our generation is struggling with that, but no one wants to talk about it. So give a thumbs up for failure. Hit that subscribe button if you, I don't know where it is, want to see more videos like this. If you want to see me talk about my tattoos or just be completely honest on the internet. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a swell day.